Welcome again to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome on board. So today we'll be talking on something very important, sensitive but yet emotional. Yeah, we'll be talking on cheating. I mean cheating in relationship, cheating in marriages, cheating in courtship, cheating in totality. Cheating. Yeah, I know a lot of us have had questions popping up in our heads about cheating. Why do people cheat? What does cheating mean? And is there really a way out of cheating? Get yourself at rest today because we are definitely going to do justice to that. And yet, I said we. That means I'm not doing this alone. I decided not to be the only one to share my knowledge about this, but invite two of my very good friends, a friend of my Shewa, and also a friend of mine, and also my pastor, Pastor Tobichuku David, to help enlighten us and do justice to these three questions on cheating. So, without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time viewing, welcome on board. Before going straight to the questions, let's quickly introduce our guests. So let's start first with Shewa.
Hey guys, my name is Olorunkalu, and it's a great opportunity to be here to give answers.
Hi everyone, my name is Tobichuku David. You can also call me Pastor Tobichuku.
Thank you guys for accepting to join me on this platform and to talk this talk with me. It means a lot to me. Yeah, let's go straight to the first question. What does cheating mean to you? What does cheating mean to you? Before you define yours, I would like to define mine because I really wrote two definitions on cheating. First, I wrote that cheating is when your emotional and sexual desires become more important to you than that of your spouse. Like when your emotional and sexual desires become more important to you than your partner's feeling. Then number two, I wrote that cheating is when you devote more time, more priority to someone else who is not your spouse, and you don't have the ability to walk up to your spouse and narrate everything you've spoken or you've had with that person to your spouse. I feel you are cheating. And this also follows up with being dishonest in the relationship. So I really feel that when you have all this act of disrespect and disregard of love for your spouse, you are definitely cheating on your spouse. So let's hear from you, Pastor Tobichuku. What does cheating mean to you?
Broadly, cheating can be defined as being emotionally or sexually unfaithful to your partner and anyone that you are in close relationship with. When you are unfaithful to that person, then you are cheating on the person. So cheating is also known as dishonesty, working without integrity. Now, according to Proverbs 12:22, that lying lips are an abomination unto the Lord, but those who deal faithfully are his delights. Proverbs 13, the last scripture I want to quote for this, Proverbs 13 and verse 5. You say a righteous person hates deceit, but the wicked person is shameful and disgraceful. So, if you cheat, then you are being wicked, you are being disgraceful, you are being shameful.
Thank you very much, sir. So, Shewa, what does cheating mean to you?
To me, I feel cheating is sharing a major part of your life with somebody else that is not your spouse. And that's obviously, you can't cheat if you are not in a relationship.
Thank you guys for sharing what cheating means to you. So let's move to the second question. Why do people cheat? Why do people cheat? Because for me, I feel there are different reasons why people cheat. And before saying my reasons, I would like to hear from you guys. Why do you think people cheat?
Why do people cheat? Now, men and women both cheat for similar reasons. Now, what is this reason? The crave for affection. The crave for affection. Anything that can take your attention can also demand affection from you. So, the reason men and women cheat on their spouses are often emotional. Not just physical, it is often emotional. Now, such as feeling disconnected from or underappreciated by your spouse, then it will make you want to go and sort for where you can easily be appreciated. So, and when some other person starts appreciating what your spouse is not appreciating, then that is cheating. So, it's not just because of sex gone bad for the married. It's not because sex gone bad in a relationship. Yes, sex is intimate, but it's not just because of it. But when one's emotional need is not met, the person starts looking for somewhere else where you can easily be appreciated.
I feel people cheat for different reasons, but I've been able to put them together. I think the first reason why people cheat is because of discontentment. I feel why discontentment is a major thing because in life, these are the things I found out. that no matter how much you love a person, no matter how much you adore a person you're in a relationship with, you will always find somebody better than the person you're in a relationship with. Trust me, you will. So this is the level where if you're in a relationship, you have to come to terms with that and be content with where you are. You made the decision to be in that relationship, so I feel you have to be content with where you are. Yeah. My second point would be lack of discipline. So it's possible for you to have everything you want, even though you cannot have everything you want, but it's possible for you to love so many things about your partner. You're in a very good relationship, a healthy one, very nice person, very amazing person, a godly person. You are enjoying your relationship, but then you lack discipline. You don't set boundaries. If you're having a relationship issue with your partner, and then you always sit with another person, always discussing everything with another person of the opposite sex, at some point in time, you get so relaxed, so comfortable with that person, and a relationship can spring up, honestly speaking. So lack of discipline, not knowing where to draw lines, not knowing where to stop opposite sex from coming into your life, can also lead to cheating. And I also feel another thing is greed. So sometimes you have everything, but just because one thing is not just enough for you, you just want another thing. You want to explore something new, and then you just get into a relationship with another person. Not a relationship, basically, it can just be a one-off thing.
Okay, so I feel there are different reasons why people cheat. I wrote them down in my note. First, I wrote that people cheat because of insecurity. When you are so insecure in your relationship, you might tend to cheat on your spouse. When you don't know where you stand in your relationship, you don't even know where the relationship is heading to, you might tend to cheat on that person when you think you found the Mr. Right or the Mrs. Right. And then number two, I feel people cheat in relationship because of lustful acts. When you just lust after another person that is not your spouse, you tend to cheat on your spouse with that person. Then number three, I feel people cheat because of hostility. When you really don't have peace in your home, maybe in marriages or in your relationship, when there's no peace, when your spouse is so unfriendly, when your partner is so unfriendly, when your partner is so hostile, when your partner nags a lot, you have the ability. I feel people tend to cheat that way. Then also I wrote sexual desires. People tend to cheat because they want to satisfy their sexual desires. Maybe their spouse or their partners are not meeting up and not really satisfying them sexually. They tend to cheat on their spouse. Then lastly, I really wrote this, and it is very, very important. I feel it's the genesis of all other reasons. When people lack the fear of God, the lack of the fear of God can be a reason why people cheat, or is even definitely the reason why people cheat. I feel when people lack the fear of God, you would be tempted to do a lot of things. Now, the Bible tells us that a man should love his wife just the same way Christ loved the church. And also, as for the woman should be submissive to her husband and to love her husband in totality. So I feel when you are being submissive to your husband, you love him in totality, you love him with everything you have. So it goes hand in hand. The husband should love his wife and the wife should love her husband. So I feel when there is the fear of God, to do things right, to do things the God's way, you won't find yourself cheating. Third question, yeah, is there a way out of cheating? For me, I feel there is a way out of cheating. Then, if there is a way out of cheating, what is the way out of cheating? Oh, Pastor Tobechukwu, please, I would like to hear your opinion about this.
Is there a way out? The answer is yes. This yes has condition, because number one, when a trust is broken, it is not easily built or rebuilt. Originally, trust is not built in a day. Then when the trust is now broken, it is not easily rebuilt. So it's a work, and it is hard work. It involves the both parties. Yes, one party cheated, but to rebuild that trust requires the both of them. Yes. The answer can also be no when the both of them decide not to work at it. Now, quickly, what are the ways out of cheating? Number one, you have to be remorseful. You really have to repent. You pray to God. You have sinned against God. So first of all, you have sinned against God. You make your ways right with God. And number two, you make your way right with your spouse. You go and confess to your spouse. Number two, not just confess, be honest. Be honest why it happened and what happened. Number three, remove all forms of temptation to re-engage with the affair. As I drop it here. You can't truly love someone and cheat on that person.
Yeah, thank you very much for your opinion on ways out of cheating. or your ideas on ways out of cheating. Yeah, to my friend Shewa, what do you think is the way out of cheating?
Number one thing is discipline, to set boundaries, to know that if I'm in a relationship, I cannot do this. I cannot go to this place alone. I cannot do this with the opposite sex, because that is where issues come out from. It can just be a very sincere friendship that you're not being conscious of, and before you know what is happening, you have emotional ties with the person. So I feel that discipline and setting boundaries is key in a relationship. Number two point would be accountability. It's very key. If you're not accountable to someone, if you're not accountable to people around you, you have the tendency to do what you want to do. If you're accountable, you can still open up, especially to your partner, especially to your spouse. Lastly, I feel like communication is a major thing in a relationship. Please be open, talk. If you like this in another person and it's already causing an issue because your spouse doesn't have it, try to develop that same thing in your spouse. So you have to work on your relationship. Every relationship is a work. Every relationship is something you have to put in effort to make it bloom. And every relationship is a decision. You decided to be in that relationship. So if you have decided to be in that relationship, you have to do what it takes to make it work. There's no relationship that works on its own. Any relationship, any marriage that is still working, two people put in a whole lot of work into it and they partnered with God. So if it's not working out, I feel you should stay to work it out. But when you see that this thing is not working, instead of staying there and cheating with another person, I feel it's just time to let go and let go. Finally, to end this session, I also feel that you have to call yourself to order. You have to decide to be with who you are with. Close all doors that are leading you to the other person. It's a decision. If you decide to go with person B that you are developing feelings for, fine, you can let person A go. But if you are still decided to stay with person A, then you have to consciously work out your staying with person A. And like I used to tell people, proximity breeds feelings. And obviously, God's help. God will lead you to where you should go to, where you should not go to, what you should do, how you should bring it up with your spouse, and how to put some measures in place. It will give you ideas on what to do to make your relationship, your marriage work.
Thank you
So
guys
yes,
so much for that wonderful inspiration and insight. Yeah, in conclusion, I feel people that cheat are not entirely bad people. Really, when you come to think about it or come to think of it, you know that people that cheat are not totally bad. Also, when the fear of God is lacked, I feel people tend to do the wrong thing. So it's very important for you to be in relationship or get involved with a believer first, someone that has the fear of God. Then you know that all things will work out to good. Nobody is perfect here, I know, but with the help of the Holy Spirit, it tends to help us to do the right thing. It tends to teach us the right thing to do at every point in time. Yeah, lastly, I would like to say, talk about the mess in your relationship, talk about the mess in your marriage, so you'll be able to make amends. But if you feel talking about it does not work for you, please keep quiet about it. Keep quiet about it and identify the reasons behind the affair, identify the reasons behind the affairs and make amends. If talking about it works for you, fine. If it does not work for you, then keep quiet about it. That's my own opinion. Thanks so much for joining us today. Thank you for liking, thank you for reposting. But please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly click the red button underneath this video. Thank you for joining us today. So we'll meet in my next video. Peace out.